Hello, my name is Julia Lilly, and I am an associate wealth advisor at Hightower Wealth Advisors St. Louis. Our ensemble of wealth advisors is passionate about financial wellness, and we work together with you to make a plan, make an investment, make a difference. I am joined today by Ellen Slater, founder of Head and Heart, a holistic wellness center based in Washington State with virtual offerings available to people around literally the world. Combining science and spirituality, Head and Heart programs include yoga, mindfulness practices, sound healing, breath work, mental health, and wellness workshops. And on top of all of that, Ellen is my sister. So Ellen, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Julia. Thank you. Hi, glad to be here.
Yeah, really excited to have you. And as you and I have talked, this is an area I'm passionate about, financial wellness. One of the taglines here is wealth, WELL-TH, as opposed to WEALTH. So it's about this concept of how do we find wellness outside of even just the financial realm, but just really trying to find that balance in multiple areas of our lives. And would love maybe your thoughts on that space and also any recommendations you have on kind of practices we could explore to continue to push in that direction.
Yeah, absolutely. I really love that tagline and that play on words. It's so important, and it really illustrates that your business and certainly the way of the future is for us to be a bit more oriented to values-based living, like living in line with our values rather than being so goal-oriented or caught in our culture's what's often called a scarcity mindset, right? Not enough. Like, I need more. And values-based living is the idea and might support being able to loosen the grip on the stress of finances in particular, and everything, honestly, is to think about your life and the way you're moving in your life as much larger, as values driven. Values are like compasses. They guide you in a direction, but you never arrive. Like a compass, you never say, oh, I've made it north. There's always north, right? It's like if a value was, say, to be patient. You never sort of check that box off, or at least I certainly am not. I'm always working towards patience. And so if the value is never one that you get to and arrive and finish, but the goals are the destinations along the way towards north. So your goals, let's say, utilizing the example of patience, your goals might be to breathe in the morning. Or if your value is to recognize I have enough, abundance, to live in an abundance mentality, then maybe a goal is in the morning, you wake up and you write all that you have. You say, wow, look, I have a home, even right down to the basics, right? It can be so easy to look forward. And I'm sure you run into that in the financial realm because finances get right to the core of us.
Well, and I love that idea on kind of breaking things down to more bite size versus putting out that objective of, to use your analogy, I want to be north. How do I get there? It's what are those goals and those mile markers along the way? So I think that's awesome. And this idea of kind of a compass on finding and exploring and really reflecting on what is the why and what's the purpose of what I'm trying to accomplish versus just kind of marching along, which I think a lot of us do. One of my favorite quotes, and I know I've said it to you, is that Socrates of the unexamined life is not worth living. So that idea on taking the time to actually reflect on what I'm doing and where I'm headed is pretty powerful.
Oh, so powerful. I love that of mindfulness often as a teacher, a mindfulness teacher, and just generally in the field, automatic pilot is a term often used when we aren't engaging in mindfulness. We are just on automatic pilot. So that sounds like Socrates was
onto something at an early age.
Onto something, that Socrates. I love that.
I'm also curious, I'd love your thoughts, and we've talked about this a bit, of kind of time and energy and how those two work together. And it's kind of like a tangent from that abundance versus scarcity, but you and I know, have discussed this power of where you put your energy and time is kind of what you get back. I'd love to hear more of your thoughts on how to stay grounded in that kind of same compass of time and energy.
Right. Well, first and foremost, I highly recommend anybody write down their values. Uh, have some sort of, and you might put a post-it note on your mirror, you might have it in just a journal next to your bed or on your fridge, but just write down your values so you can orient. It's the same reason we pull out a compass. We get lost, right? And so part of it is getting clarity on it. And they're ever evolving. I call it a living document. And so getting clarity on that is very grounding. And then in the moment, day to day, something that your company has shared a lot about, and I don't know if anybody is checking these out, but the skills you sent out had quite a few recommendations, and one of which is breathing. And so to really connect to your breath slows you down. It slows the nervous system down, and particularly extending the exhale. So we know that when we extend the exhale, so maybe try it right now, take a big breath in, and then long, slow exhale. Feel your shoulders settle, feel your sit bones settle into your seat. That's it. Just do that. And it slows the nervous system down. Your ability, your prefrontal cortex, your ability to focus and make decisions is more online. And so that does help us orient to moving towards our values rather than getting, strayed, especially at each choice point. We have choice points, whether we purchase something, whether we eat that thing that might harm us, or have an extra drink or whatever. I mean, it's a stressful time. So when we engage in those things, there's that choice point, and we want to move towards our values.
And I love remembering that it can be as simple as a breath. I think
Right.
I often get caught in the trap of, oh, I should be doing all of these things that people recommend. And rationally, I know them, but like meditation, everyone does meditation, the most successful individuals, but meditation can sometimes feel daunting. Like I have to commit to a 45-minute chanting practice every day. And then I stop because it's not going to happen. I can't incorporate that. But focusing instead on those kind of micro moments when you can just stop and take a breath. Those are good reminders.
So huge, so huge. We have to start where we are, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we don't meet ourselves where we are, we'll miss, and then we'll just keep missing, and then we actually are kind of feeling like we're treading water or stressed or not getting anywhere, because in some ways we aren't. We are stuck. So meet yourself where you are. Yeah, that's a beautiful reminder.
So any other kind of tips or suggestions? I love the idea on setting intentions or the gratitude and writing things down. But what are other things that you could?
Yeah, one piece that what are you laughing about?
I love your tips and tricks because I incorporate them, I sprinkle them throughout versus kind of, again, feeling too overwhelming.
Well, I don't know about you, but sometimes we can get in this culture, and myself included, really honing in on goals. Like, I need to get this done and I need to do this. Or, as to your point, I need a 45-minute mindfulness practice. I need to get my I need to budget weekly. One of my coaching clients is trying to budget, and we get caught in these expectations of ourselves. And a really beautiful metaphor for that is, walk into this story with me, if you will. But imagine yourself at a beach, and it's beautiful and it's sunny and it's gorgeous, and you're pretty set on making sure this beach ball that you have is going to stay underwater. So you walk into the waves and you begin to push it underwater, and you're certain it's going to stay, and then it pops up, and then you have to push it down. And so the only way to keep that beach ball underwater is to push it underwater and hold it. And then you're successful at keeping it underwater. But you miss the sunshine on your face. You're not able to dive into the waves. You're not able to look up and see the seagulls or hear them quacking. Your arms, you're not even able to really embrace your loved ones or lay on the sand. You're really focused and stuck holding this beach ball underwater. Your arms are occupied, your energy is occupied. energy follows awareness. And so you're paying attention to this and you're missing the abundance that we do have so much. And this metaphor is from acceptance and commitment therapy, and it is really about this illusion of control. So seeing if you can let the beach ball go and know that it's still there. Yes, ideally we're going to budget. And ideally we're going to meet with you, Julia, and get coaching and learn how to do this. Breathe when we can. And we don't have to be so rigid. We don't have to be so focused. That isn't the only answer, right? So it is about loosening our grip on expectations and the need to do more. Does that resonate?
I love that. No, and I also just love what you just said there, where you can do these things and let go. I think sometimes I get stuck in, it's crazy, these little words on what it does to my mental state on saying, instead of and, I can do this, but I need to do this. And then it feels more kind of a negative cycle versus saying they both can exist. But how do I, again, it's more for me trying a constant journey. I think it's gonna be a life journey probably, but this idea of balance, because you're never going to be perfect in any of these areas, but how do I move towards, and how do I put those habits into place to kind of throw a wrench in myself on that language on where I can spiral. So anyhow, I think that's very powerful, and I do like that analogy of feeling locked versus letting go of that control.
Right, right. And orienting with the compass and just saying, I'm moving towards. There's this classic line that I know every single one of us has heard, if anybody is familiar, is life is a journey, right? Of course, we know that intellectually, but how do we manifest that? You're speaking to that. It's both and, it's a journey, it's a process, it's an unfolding. And so these values orient us. And then we don't want to hold on too tight at the same time. And the replacing but with and is huge. Julia, thank you. Yeah, that's a huge skill and a tangible practice to take home. Yeah.
Well, Els, you're awesome. I really appreciate your sharing this time. I'm wondering if I can ask you one more favor.
Yeah.
Will you lead us in kind of just one of your beautiful breathing exercises? Because again, it goes to not feeling too much pressure to take on these additional time requirements to really do the work, but instead focusing on those moments when you can.
Yeah. Yeah. Be happy to.
All right.
So, yeah, I'll do this practice you can do at your desk, washing the dishes, anywhere. And a big piece of the work we're talking about here is moving from intellectually understanding this stuff to really putting it into practice and embodying a life that's values driven. And so breath is so important. And if this resonates with you, do it as often as you can when you're washing your hands, because Lord knows we're all washing our hands.
That's for sure. And I'm getting really tired of happy birthday, so I should be focusing on some other activity to pass the time.
Totally, with your kiddos. It's a great call. Okay.
Well, no, when I wash your hands, they say sing happy birthday twice so that you're doing it long enough.
Oh.
But that's a long time.
That is great. All right, do this.
So let's do this instead. Okay.
Lovely. So finding a comfortable position. You can gently close your eyes or rest your gaze a couple feet in front of you. And I'll just invite you to take a big, deep inhale and a long, slow exhale. And in this moment, you're just becoming aware of your breath. It's like, oh, right, there's my breath. And then as a practice, I'm going to invite you to inhale for 4 counts. So you begin your inhale, inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1, 2, then exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4. Hold for 2, and exhale for 6. If the counting is at all agitating or annoying, the idea of this practice is to extend the exhale. So continue the breath, inhaling, and then pour the breath out of you, exhaling the breath long and slow. Lean back into your shoulders, lean back into your skull. Let's do 2 more of those breaths. Inhaling for a natural amount or for 4 counts if that's comfortable to you. And then exhaling out the mouth, pouring the air out of you slowly and long, extended, like you're pouring liquid from a vessel. Hold for 2 counts at the top. And a long, slow exhale. Let your shoulders soften, let your jaw soften. And when you finish that final exhale, let your breath return to its normal rate and rhythm. Soften the eyes and the eye sockets and just take a moment to notice what it feels like to be in your body right now. And gently and slowly blink your eyes open and move along.
That was
Thank you.
beautiful. Thank you, Ellen, so much.
Okay.
Again, Ellen Slater with Head and Heart. Thank you all for joining us, and please reach out to learn more about how you can pursue greater financial wealth in your life, WELLTH. At Hightower Wealth Advisors, we look forward to the opportunity to partner with you to make a plan, make an investment, and make a difference. So thank you all and have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.